Well, good morning. So this is the node graph for a random position spawn, and I'm going through this I'm going through this so I can explain as good as I can. This is my solution. So, never mind all the start. This is not relevant for now. Point is, whenever something happens, trigger enter whatever you want. The first node, get position, grabs a. Okay, let's make this a bit easier. The first node grabs a position of an entity I previously identified. This can be, a basic shape, a plane, whatever you want. Basically, just however, wherever you want to spawn this, it can spawn. So, yeah, if someone enters this plane, let's say, then it happens. So it grabs the position of that object. This is the center position where our object could spawn. So far, okay. Step 2. We have a variable. You make the variable by pressing the little plus. Then you can decide what kind of variable you want and how it's called. In this case, it's called front back, and it's an integer, and it can be 1 or 2. Yeah, so it just has to be 1 or 2, and it randomizes the value here, and it gets the value here, or rather it randomizes 1 or 2, and it sets the value to 1 or 2 in this second node. The next one is this part, a branch, which means if a condition is true, then go up. If the condition is false, then go low. And it just checks is the integer 1. If it is 1, then go up. If it is not 1, then it goes to false, then it goes down. This is important because the node graphs can only either add to a certain value or subtract from a certain value. You can't say, hey, get a position of -5 to +5. You can say 0 to 5, or you can say -5 to 0. You can't include both. So this is basically the first. This part here, this one, decides, are we going to add to the center point, or are we going to distract our values from the center point? So, if the integer is positive, then we're going up, and I have 2 random floats in range. Yeah, right click, random, and then you have integer random float. So the random float is at least 1 and a maximum 15. Both of these are copy pasted, and this is a new float 3. Float 3 is coordinates. Float 3 are coordinates, and in this case, what I'm doing is I'm translating the normal float. Float is basically a random number, not a random number, but float is a number that has decimals, that has numbers behind the point, behind the dot, and integer does not. Integer is always a full number. This can be a decimal number. Okay, so I'm adding these to x and z. You can add them to y as well if you want to. Yeah, in this case, it would rise and fall also, but usually you just want this on a plane, but just like more front or more back. Okay, then I'm using the add function also. Yeah, if you go to function and you could go to flow 3, you have divide, add, subtract, and you have somewhere multiply, I think. Yeah, multiply here. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. So in this case, it grabs the position that we previously made. Yeah, this is plugged into the float 3. And then it grabs the new randomly designed values. So randomly create these between 1 and 15 for x and for z. They add these randomized values to the position, and then they spawn whatever you want at the new position. So the position is really the position of what we decided before, plus the random 1 to 15 in spawn. And the same is down here. This is basically the same. Yeah, random float between 1 and 15. New position. Basically, this creates basically a new position, and I subtract this. Yeah, this is sub from the original position, and then it spawns the thing at the global position. Go away. Let's check this out. We're going to grab this plane. Wait. Oh, okay. We're putting the item spawn node graph on this. Yeah, and you can see there is a trigger box. So basically, when I enter the trigger, something happens. Do you have? No, you don't. Okay, let me quickly behavior spawnable object marker. Okay, your coin 1, coin 1, coin 1. Okay, let's save this. Now let's see. Yeah, you can see it randomly spawns the coin somewhere close to our yeah, it doesn't spawn them in the center, it spawns them randomly somewhere in the vicinity. Sometimes it spawns them lower because the subtract just says -1. Yeah, so this is something that I would probably have to fix. We can do this very quickly. Now if we go back, we just copy this add. Now we plug this in here. We add 2 to the subtraction, and now they should all spawn in the same height. Yeah, you can see now they spawn all at the same height, and this is basically what you wanted. Okay. Thanks for watching and see you guys around.